What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we hop in this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And let's just get into this video. Today's video is going to be about therapy. I don't know if I've talked to you guys about me being in therapy, because like I said, it's been a while since I have talked to you guys or like been on camera to like tell you guys any of my business. But so I have been in therapy for a couple months now. I want to say 2 or 3 months, and I just want to talk to you guys today about like what I've been learning, and just to let you guys know that, first of all, everyone should try therapy. I'm not going to say that it might work for everybody. I'm not going to say you guys might like it. Just because it works for me and just because it has been working for me doesn't mean that it might work for you. You guys might find other ways, you know, other forms of like therapy, you know. But yeah, I've been doing it for a couple months, and honestly, I have learned so much about myself. I've learned, you know, when you're in therapy, I feel like it's going to bring up a lot of like traumatic things that you've kind of maybe have suppressed or that you don't really talk about, or things that might have been bothering you for a while. So with me now having a therapist, I'm able to just go and talk to her and tell her like anything, if I'm having a bad day, a good day, anything that might be bothering me, she's there for me to talk, you know, and open, and I can be as open as I can. You already know I can't speak. I can be as open as I want to be with her, you know. I feel like it's such a safe space when I talk to my therapist. I feel like I said, I'm able to open up and talk to her almost about anything that may be bothering me. And I just really I like my therapist overall as in general. I feel like she allows me to be, again, like I said, open, but she also gives me the best advice possible. She gives me her takes, and you know, she just allows me to be me, and I really like that. I really like that I found such a great therapist. That's another thing too. If you guys are going to be getting into therapy, make sure you find the right one for you. Make sure you find the one that, you know, fits you, you know, and you'll be able to tell like if this is a good therapist or not, or if you need to find a new one. I really have just been learning like a lot about myself, about what my triggers are, about things that I want to work on, fix on myself, things that I've, you know, suppressed or haven't talked about with anybody before. You know, I'm able to talk about that with her, you know, and I'm able, and it releases, how am I trying to word this? It releases like the tension, you know, it releases all of like the burdens that I've been holding on to, you know. And another thing too I want to talk about, I want to say too in this video is, a lot of, you know, especially in the Black community, we don't talk about therapy, or we don't think mental health is a real thing. You know, we really kind of like brush it off, and we're just like, oh, we're gonna keep it moving. But no, I definitely think that, you know, more people, especially more minorities, but especially my Black people, I'm talking about like my Black people out there, get into therapy if you need to. Don't feel ashamed of it. Don't let your family or your friends make you feel like something is like wrong with you. You know, there's nothing wrong with therapy. There's nothing wrong with going to therapy. There's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I might need a little bit of help, you know, and somebody will be there for you. That's why a therapist is there. You know, I don't ever want you guys to think like, oh, I shouldn't go to therapy, or oh, if I do go into therapy, people are going to make fun of me, or people are going to talk about me, or my family's going to have this to say or have that to say. But it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you have to make sure your mental and your mind is at peace, and you have to make sure that you're okay at the end of the day before you can worry about anybody else, you know. And I don't ever want to talk about therapy and make people feel like it's a bad thing, because it is not a bad thing. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you have been told. Like, therapy it's not a bad thing at all. And if anything, it has helped me so much. And don't get me wrong, do I still have my days? Yes. Do I still have my bad moments? Absolutely. I'm human at the end of the day, but the way that I react to things now is so much differently than I would have a couple months ago, before I was into therapy and before I was like actually going through with this. And it was definitely, and I'm not gonna lie and say that it wasn't scary, you know, opening up to a therapist or talking to like a complete stranger, because at the end of the day, therapists are strangers, you know. Just because they went to school and, you know, they're qualified and trained to do this, it still is scary because you're opening up to someone that's new, you know. So I definitely understand why people are like scared of it, because I definitely was one of those people too. Before I got into therapy, I was like, I don't need it. I don't want to even try it. Like I didn't even want to entertain the thought of like going to therapy, you know. But my boyfriend really like was like, I think this will help you a lot, you know. And shout out to my boyfriend. I'm so grateful for him, and so grateful that he pushed me to get into therapy, because honestly, you guys, like I'm saying, I'm not even saying this like just to say this, but I really do feel like it has started to help me in so many different ways, like communicating more, opening up to people more. Like, and now I like make plans with my coworkers to hang out, and like I do things with I try to go out and do things now with coworkers. So it's just like, before that I was so closed off to people, and I would honestly say therapy is the reason why I've been like wanting to be more open, wanting to be more like engage with people. And I don't know, I just attest so much of that to therapy, you know. And like I said, I was definitely scared at first because, like I said, no one in my family talked about therapy. Nobody in my family even really talked about mental health. Like, that just wasn't a topic of conversation ever. So, and I know a lot of families are like that, and I know I'm sure probably a lot of families are just the same way. They just do not talk about mental health. That's not like a thing that is discussed, you know, but it should be, because mental health is a real thing, and mental health it's out there, you know. People struggle with it. People deal with mental health issues every single day, mental health problems. So it's like, I'm always going to be open and honest with you guys, and hopefully that by someone watching this video, even if it's one person, if you feel like you need to get into therapy, go do it. I don't ever want you guys to feel like you don't need, if you don't, like, don't ever feel like you're wrong for going to therapy, or don't ever feel like you're less than of a person. If anything, I feel like it takes a stronger person to come up and admit their, you know, something is wrong or they need help, versus just like covering it with like drugs or alcohol or partying or hooking up with people, you know. And that's like, that's no shade out to anybody, or that's like, I'm not talking about anybody in specific, I'm just talking in general. But I don't know, I just feel like it takes such a stronger person to come up and admit, like, hey, I don't feel the best, I haven't been feeling like myself lately, you know, I think I might need therapy. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Don't ever feel like ashamed of if you feel like you need to go to therapy. Like, because like I said, I was one of those people at first. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to go into therapy, I don't even want to try it. Like, I don't even know her. Therapy who? Like, I just was so not for it, you know? And because, I mean, for many different reasons, I was scared. I was, you know, this is a complete stranger I'm opening up to things about that I've never really opened up to people about before. Like, all of these things were like a factor for me. Like, I was so scared, you know? But now that I finally have taken the leap of faith, and like I said, I've been in therapy for a couple months now, I definitely I'm happy that I did it. I'm happy that I took the time to go out and actually, like, find the right therapist for me, because like I said, I do love my therapist so much. I do feel like she has helped me in so many ways, just learning different like things about myself, triggers, different like why I might act out this way, or why I might behave a certain way, or why I might, you know, get angry at certain things. You know, she definitely has been there, and it has definitely helped. It's starting to help me like discover so many different things about myself in different ways to like manage that stress, or manage that anger, or manage that my like depression, you know. And again, everybody might not be for therapy. Everybody might not, you know, it might not be for everybody. Like, just because I'm saying like, oh, I think everybody should try it, doesn't mean it's going to be for everybody. Doesn't mean like, just because I like it and I feel like it's helping me, doesn't, you might find other ways that might help you heal, or might help you grow, you know what I mean? But like I said, just from my personal opinion, I would say I think everybody should try therapy at least once. If you don't like it, cool, you know. But definitely give it a try. Definitely see if it might help you or not, you know. And like I said, again, if it doesn't, cool. But I don't know, y'all. I feel like I'm so focused right now, like on my mental health and like growing as a person, healing. Like, I don't know. I just feel like therapy definitely has helped me in so like many different ways. It's just like, I don't know. And I just like looking back, I was just so scared to even do it, or to even like try to like get into therapy, because I just was like, I wasn't for it. I wasn't trying to like even go for it, you know. But now it's just like, I would tell everybody to go to therapy. Like, I would tell literally anybody that wants to come up and talk to me about it, I would tell them, hey, go try therapy, you know. I was actually talking to my coworker a couple days ago, and she was saying like how she feels like her daughter might need therapy, you know. And I was telling her like, hey, I'm in therapy. I definitely think it's helped. I definitely think, you know, it has helped me a lot in many different ways. And she came back to me later that day and she was like, you know, you really motivated me and inspired me to like go try to see if my daughter would get into it. And, you know, that's not, I don't, like, I did therapy for me, obviously. It wasn't to like motivate anybody, or like to, not to say like inspire anybody, but like, obviously I want to tell you guys, and obviously like I want to talk about therapy with you guys. And, you know, and if it does inspire everybody, fucking great. I love that. Like, when she told me that, I was like, fuck, I really love that. Like, I really appreciate that, because it's like, I'm going to talk about what I go through, you know, good, bad, indifferent, whatever. And if it helps somebody, that's like, that is what I want. You know, I want to show somebody like, hey, I'm going through something too. It's hard, but like, I'm trying to get into therapy. It has helped me, you know. And I don't know, it just is, it's a good way to learn so much about yourself and so much about like why you might behave a certain way, why you might react to certain things this certain way, you know, or why you, for instance, like say why if you get mad you go out and party, you know, or you like drown yourself in alcohol. Your therapy will help you figure out why you do that, you know, or you know, and it's going to bring up tough times in your life, you know, definitely times that you have like suppressed or like didn't want to talk about. It's definitely gonna like, you'll have to bring those things up and you'll have to talk about those things because you just have, it will help you heal, you know. Therapy is going to help you heal in such a different type of way, and like I don't know, there's so much I could say. Just go, like, this could be like a 3-hour video literally of me just talking to you guys about like why I feel like therapy is such like a positive thing and why I feel like it helps me. Because I mean, life is hard enough, you guys, okay? We all know that. We're in life every single day, you know. Life be life, and life is fucking hard sometimes, you know. And if your mental's not right and if you don't feel right, it's gonna make things 10 times harder. It's gonna make life even harder. So it's like, why not give therapy a try? Even like I said, even if you guys don't like it and you go into your first session and you finish with your first session, you know, and you're just like, I don't know if this is for me, that's okay. Like, and your therapist might recommend other things. Like if therapy isn't for you, they might recommend other things that might help you, you know. And that's what I want to say, just because like I feel like it's helped me. I don't want to like, I'm not trying to like peer pressure you guys or like force you guys to get into it or force you guys to like try therapy, but I definitely think everybody should give it a shot at least once, and see what it's like, and you know, see how you feel after, you know, maybe your first session with your therapist. Or because that's what I did. I was like, you know, I want to see how I feel after my first session, and I just connected like immediately with my therapist, which I'm so grateful for, and I'm so happy that I did, because I didn't want to like go through a whole search, and like that would have just been too much, you know. That would have given me so much anxiety. So it's just like, I'm glad that I connected immediately with my therapist that I have now. I love her like so much. And like I said, everybody isn't gonna, you know, some people still might not agree with therapy, you know, and that's okay. That if people are in your life and say, this is, for example, if you are in therapy and people around you don't agree with it, that's okay, you know. As long like I said, at the end of the day, you have to make sure you are okay before you can worry about anybody else, you know. And in a sense, you have to be a little selfish in that regard. You have to be like, you know, I have to get myself together, and whatever I'm doing to get myself together in a healthy way, that's what I'm going to do, you know. And if people accept it, they accept it. If they don't agree with therapy, they still don't agree with it. Because I know people, they still don't agree with therapy. They still might not see it as a good way. But, you know, I can only talk about from my experience. I can only give you guys my personal opinion on it and how it has helped me. And I wouldn't change a thing about it. I wouldn't. If I could have gotten into therapy a lot sooner in life, I would have immediately. Like if I just wasn't so hard-headed or like scared or just so not for it at first, I would have been in therapy a long time ago, because that's how much I feel like it has truly helped me. And like I said again, and of course I still have my bad days. I still, you know, get into my moods, or I still might, you know, just not feeling the best, you know. But I definitely try to handle it differently. I try to, you know, go about it in a completely different way than I would before I was in therapy, or like a couple months before, or like a year before I was in actually, like, that I've been in therapy, you know. So I don't know, I feel like it really has helped me, and it really is still helping me. And like I said, I have therapy once a week. It's through Zoom. So if you guys don't want to do in-person sessions, if you guys are a little scared about doing in-person sessions, see if you can do them through like Zoom on your phone, like at home in the privacy of your home, so you feel more comfortable, or you feel more at ease to talk about certain things. Because that's what I do. Like my therapy is through Zoom once a week, so I definitely love that. And also too, you know, don't right away, don't feel like you have to like open up right away, right off the bat. Like ease into it. Talk about what you want to talk about first, or what you want to really get off your chest first. I don't feel like your therapist will ever like rush you into talking about things that you're not comfortable with. They just would not do that. A good one wouldn't, at least. But so definitely don't feel pressured at all to like feel like you have to talk about certain things right off the bat, or you have to get things right off your chest right away. Like definitely ease into it, because like I said, it's something new. It's something that you've never done before. So of course you're going to be scared. Of course you're going to have like, still you're gonna have that guard up, but definitely just be open when you're ready to be open and talk about things that you want to talk about. And like I said too, if you don't feel like it's helped you, that it's fine. Like cool. Like maybe there might be something else that might help you, or you might find something else that can help you if it's not therapy, you know. But me personally, I feel like it helped me in a lot of different ways, and that's why I wanted to come and like make this video, because I was just like, you know, I've talked about it before in like different videos of like, I might think about therapy, I want to try therapy, but now that I'm actually in it, I was like, I definitely want to come back and talk to you guys about it, because I feel like too, if it can help me, then and if one person watches this video and is like, I'm gonna get into, you know, if it helps them get into therapy, or at least try to get into therapy, then I already feel like I've done my job, you know. Because no matter what I go through or talk about, I wanted to, in some way, shape, form, or another, help one of you guys out there, or anybody out there that might watch my videos. Because that's why I talk about certain things that I talk about, whether it be family issues, whether it be like my mental health, or, you know, whatever I choose to talk about with you guys. I hope in some way, shape, or form it shows you guys, like, if he can go through it and get through it, and then so can I, you know. Because life is fucking hard, but you guys are fucking stronger. You know, we're all stronger than life. You know, some life be beating our asses left and right, honey. Sometimes I don't feel like I can catch a break, honey. I'm like, ding, ding, ding. I get up, I tap out. But I always come back 10 times stronger, and I know you guys will too. And like I said again, therapy definitely has, I will attest that to therapy 1000%. I'm just so grateful that I'm in therapy now, and I love it, and I wouldn't go back. I wouldn't do anything differently. I wouldn't not, like I said, if I could have gotten into therapy a lot sooner in life, I would have 100% done it, you know, 1000%. But I am happy now that I am in it, and I have been consistent with it for a couple months now, and I definitely feel like it has made such a huge change. Again, do I still have my days? Absolutely, but I handled them, I feel like, so much differently than I would have a year ago, you know. And it's okay if you need help. Don't ever, again, I want to say this before I end the video, don't ever feel like you're weak for going to therapy, or you're not a strong person because you're going to therapy. No, again, it takes a stronger person to admit and get help, you know. Always remember that, because it's the truth, you know. Don't ever let anybody make you feel like you're less than of a person, or you are weak because you're going to therapy. No, if anything, it takes a stronger person to stand up and admit and go get help, you know. And that's just that on that. But I'm gonna end this video here on that, you guys. I definitely will be coming back with more different therapy topics that I have talked about with you guys. If that's what you guys want, give this video a thumbs up, thumbs down. Comment down below how you guys feel. Are you guys in therapy? Do you want to try therapy? And yeah, I love you guys. Stay strong, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.